Good morning. My name is HCM Swami, working as a professor and a freelancing in the area of structural and project planning and management. Today, I'm going to discuss with you related to strategic management. To start with the video, please kindly observe two things. One, the aim of the presentation. Second one, the achievement which we get after listening this video. Now it is a 45 minutes video, and I'm going to explain each and everything in brief. First, I want to say one thing. In this video, I'm concentrating on software development project strategic management. In the software development, what is the strategic planning? What is the strategic management we are using? In the next video, we will concentrate on constructional strategic management. Now, what is a project? Project is a goal-oriented, time-bounded, resource-oriented to obtain a specific task or a goal or a purpose. Now, I want to say why this strategic management is required. Please try to understand, when we are going to explain or when we are going to start a project, it requires first step, initiation. The project has to initiate. Second one is the planning. Third one is execution. Fourth one is controlling and monitoring. And lastly, closing of the project. Now I want to say this entire work from initiation to closing of the project requires a proper strategic planning or strategic management. How to do that in a software project? That is the next coming interest in our discussion. I want to say two things. Again, I want to say two things. Only remembering the concept will not lead to a proper planning, or not executing the program is not lead to a proper profitable business. Now I want to say how to make a strategic management for a software firm. First, I want to explain, we are going to start an initiation. Now, to initiate a project, we require what project we are going to take. That is the first point. To initiate that, we are required to collect the stakeholders' requirement or the user's requirement. The person who is using the software is required to tell what is his requirement. For example, I'm a civil engineer. I required one software, and I will say, I want to have this restrictions. Means I have to make the planning, I have to make the design, and I have to make the drafting. That is my requirement. So this is the initiation of the project. Similarly, in a software project, you take any project, it is having a particular goal in its endeavor. Now, how to make a strategic management for this? So we'll go to the first slide, and in this slide, what is strategic management? Strategic management is a set of managerial decisions and actions aimed at the generation of sustainable competitive advantage. Try to remember, it is a set of managerial decisions. That means this project strategic management requires a set of decisions. That means how to start the project, how to develop the project, how to deliver the project, how to obtain the profit. So we required a set of stages to develop a project. Now, this project includes first the time, second one the cost, third one the resource, and the quality. Now, all these factors are to be considered in a strategic management plan. Now, time is very important because our project should be complete within time, and it should have a proper planning to obtain to reach the particular time. Second one is the cost. So if we complete the project within time, there is no cost variance. There may be fluctuations, but there may not be any cost variation. But if we go beyond the time, the cost will vary. And this cost, what is required to invest in the project, should be estimated before the initiation of the project. All these things should be considered. How to initiate? Without a proper aim, without the proper objective, we cannot initiate the project. So the cost is also important. Then resources. What are the resources required? I want to say I have a plan, but I don't have a resource. But that is also not possible to do any proper project strategic planning or management. Similarly, quality is more important. What quality we are required to achieve? That is very important, because ultimately the end user who is using the software will be appreciating the project only if the quality of the project is okay, or quality of the project is supreme compared to other projects which are available in the same segment. Try to understand, the importance of the project is not a game, or it is not a plan, but it is a execution of the stakeholders' requirements. How to execute this? It requires a set of goals. It requires a set of managerial decisions. Now, the managerial decisions requires first how to initiate the project. Now, I'm a raw man and I want to start one project development, or I want to start it is a one software industry. In a software industry, I want to initiate a project. I want to start a project. First, what I will do? First, I want to decide what is the type of project, what is the type of software I want to develop. That's the first important point. What is the first goal of the project? Importance and the goal are two important things. We are required to know the importance of the project, and we are required to achieve the goal what we are given a managerial decision. First, initiation. Now, after this, we'll go for planning. Now I want to plan a project. How to plan a project? Again, I am saying what is the requirement of the project development. What language is required? What background is required? What front end is required? What is back end is required? How to link the front end with the back end, and how to develop the project? What is the time required? That is the third part. That is the third point. So now, the planning, we should know what is what. First, we should define the project, what we are required to establish. Then we can go for the next stage. That is execution of the project. Now, I am already planned the project. I know all the things, and now I am going to for execution. To execute, I require a resource. What are the resources are required? What is the cost of the resource? And what is the, for initiation of the project and planning of the project, for additional information, the planning required some small amount of resource, but the execution requires a complete resource to establish a project, to develop a project. What resources are required? What is the manpower required? What is materials? What are the materials required? What is the establishment is required? How to develop from a initiation to closing, and what is the cost inquired? What is the cost inquired in the project is required. First, we should do the first thing. Then, so this project strategic management operates on several time scales. Now we are required to plan a strategic plan in different time scales. That means we have to develop the project in the initial stage. Also, we have to do the strategic management, and in the planning stage also we are required to do the strategic management, and in the execution also we are required to do the strategic management, and in controlling and monitoring also we are required to do the strategic management, and in closing the project also we are doing the strategic management. These are all the steps to be taken while performing a project. How to do this? That is the next thing. Short-term strategies involves planning and management for the present. Now, I already told initiation. Before initiation, I will decide whether it is a short-term project or a long-term project. If it is a short-term project, what is the planning required to develop the strategy for a short-term project? What are the goals of the project and how to establish the project? Second one, long-term. I am going for a long-term. If I go to a long-term project, it requires the preparing for the planning for the future. We are required to plan the project for the future. That means, for example, I am completing the project for 10 years and I required to extend the project for 20 years. I require to plan the future. What is the cost required? What is the resource required? What are the plan requires? What are the stakeholders' interest? What is the market? What is the cost? What is the profit? Everything we should plan properly according to the requirement. Otherwise, the project will not flourish. Now, this interest of project is a solid foundation on a framework. This project strategic management based on a it must be based on a solid foundation or a framework of a proper particular strategy. Now, I want to say one thing. What strategy I am going to use? There are different strategies we are going to use. For example, one strategy I want to define. The first decision, the first strategy of the project, less cost with more durable. That's the first. That may be my strategy. It is of a lesser price in the market, and it is very durable, and it will serve all this purpose in such a fashion that other products will not satisfy the requirement like this project. So it is a short term. It is a fundamental thing, and we should define the strategy. I may have another strategy. That strategy is like this. I required a project which serves the purpose for only civil engineers. Then my market is limited. Now I want to define what are the requirements of the project. What are the planning required for that? All these things should be understood before starting the project, and we should formulate a particular strategic planning. So the end users are to be satisfied. The end users are to be very happy about our planning and our software. Then the project will be succeeded. End users means the customers. The customers we have to satisfy the customers. Automatically, the customers are satisfied by the concept. Then there is no problem for the marketing. The first important target is the customers. If the customers are satisfied, then our project planning and our strategic management all are successful. If one breakup in a marketing requires a hit in the project performance or the project profit. So we are required to understand what project is required and how to execute the project, and what is the performance, and what are the end users opinion that is required to be considered. Now, so it is from the highest level of cooperative activity. Now, the strategic planning is the highest level of corporate activity. Corporate activity is the highest level of corporate activity. That means it will be taken by the CEO. The strategic management has to be taken by the CEO or the management. The management means the stakeholders. So it has to be taken from the stakeholders or from the CEO. He should define proper strategic planning. What strategic planning we require? How to establish a strategic planning for a particular project? It is the decision taken by the CEO. He should know each and every concept, each and every aspect of the project. What is what, and how to execute the what, and what is the profit from what. All these things we should know in step by step. That should be decided by the CEO. So it is a triangular activity from a single person to a next person to a next person to a next person. It is a hierarchy. So the hierarchy has to be formed, and that form, the hierarchy which is formed should communicate each and every requirement properly, and he has to know what is what. Each and every component of the segment should know what is the strategy that a particular person is decided and what we require. If the communication is not proper, then there is a problem for the project execution or project closing or the project controlling or other aspects of the project. So we are required to execute the project in such a fashion that it should from a triangular form. So the end user should be satisfied with the project performance. So highest level cooperative activity that sets the terms of and goals for a company that should follow the prosperity. Now it should perform in such a fashion that we should get the profit. Now the project can be viewed as a bottom up, top down, or collaborative process. Now I already told lower triangle or upper triangle how you are going to make a planning, strategic planning, that should be deciding the remaining aspects of the project planning and execution. Now, actually, the bottom-up approach, employees submit proposals to their managers. In turn, funnel the best ideas further up the organization. That means in the bottom-up, top-down and bottom-up, there are two measures. That is upper triangle and lower triangle. That is one is from top to down. One is another from is down to top. These two things has to be understood first. Now, how this has to be viewed? So in the first, that is from top to bottom, CEO will decide and he will establish the relationship according to the hierarchy. In the bottom to top, the lower person will give the feedback, and the feedback will be collected from the higher hierarchy, and he will formulate a proper formulation of the project management. So all these things has to be understood first. Now, it is not a magic to do the work, but before starting any work, we should require a strategic planning. Whatever may be the business, either it may be a small business, or it may be a big business, or it may be a top class business, whatever it may be. Top class business means IT, or raw business means a small establishment of a small shop. It is a small shop. The small shop business, he has to know who are our customers, what are the requirement of our commodities, how to sell the things, what is the price we have to sell. All these things he should know in the beginning of the planning, and execution should know at the time of the starting up of the project or initiation of the project. Now, I want to go for a next thing. So it is a capital budgeting process. Now, in the capital budgeting process, the strategic planning will play a very important role. So a strategic planner should know what is the end price, and he should know what is the price we have to keep for the commodity. For a software project, we should know the end user, and what is his interest and what is his inference about the final end product, and he should know what is the application of the project, and he has to give a proper guidance or a proper support to the project. Then the project will be succeeded in the next coming days. If the end user is not accepting the project or not accepting the product, then our entire strategic planning will be failed. Whatever we did is a failure of the entire project. So try to understand, day number one, what is the plan we are going to start that should be ended with a productive work. So that can be done by a strategic planner. A strategic planner should know what and what, how to do the strategic planning. So we can use the MSP, or we can use a Primavera, and we can take all the documents and all the necessary things, and we can plan the project, and we can execute the project, and we can control the project, monitor the project, and closing up the project. All these things we can do step by step. So this purpose that approved from the new strategy should be, now first I want to start a new I want to establish a new strategy. Now, to start a new strategy, first I should know the background of the product. What product I am going to give to the market. To start a new strategy, I should know the market of the product, and what is the cost inquired. What is the cost inquired? What is the establishments required? What are the manpower required? All this before starting any project, we should know that. If we start a new project base, we should formulate a strategy. Without strategy, if we start any business, it will going to be losing the grounds. So try to understand, top-down approach is the most common approach. Top-down approach. That means the owner will decide, and that is a stakeholder will decide, and he will transfer the thing to the CEO, and he will establish as a strategy, and he will execute the project according to the requirement. So try to understand, this all work what we are doing is not in a single shot. It requires repetitive working of the each and every plan and each and every steps from the beginning, initiation to closing. So all these things should be clubbed together, and it has to be established, and it has to be performed according to the requirement. That is the according to the strategic planning. So we are saying that, so the CEO will be assisted. The CEO will be assisted by the different persons. So a CEO first should collect the response from the market. Response from the market is regarding what? Regarding the product. The same type of product is available in the market. There may be a different products, different types of products which are serving the society according to the requirement. So same product will be in different forms. It is available in the market. So we are required to collect the information from the market. So after collecting all the information, we should analyze what is the best thing we can give better than the available products. So that is the thing to be decided by the CEO. He should collect the information. He should make a marketing research. He has to make the marketing research, and he should go in depth into the market, and he should know each and every product, and he should know the analysis of the product and what is the best we can give to the end user. That should be known to the CEO. Then only the project can be succeeded. Otherwise, there is a loss. I know there are several softwares, according to my knowledge is concerned, whatever we are formulating the softwares in our companies, approximately around 70% of the projects are not executed. Simply they are in the trash. Only 30% to 40% projects will be executed, or they will be furnishing the what you call the revenue. We are investing crores of money, but only 30% of the projects will be serving the purpose, and the remaining projects will be going outdated or are going to be trash. So all these things should be depending upon our strategy. What strategy we are using, what development we are doing, and what is the achievement we are going to do by using the software. All these things should be done. Again, I am saying there are plenty of plannings are to be done before starting a product. It is done by a strategic planning. Now, so I want to say, don't do experiments. Because experiments, a CEO should not do any experiments on the strategic planning or a strategic management, because experiments will lose the purpose, and it will be going to lose the money. We don't want to take any risk, because if we lose the market, once you lose the market, then that is the end of the company, or that is the end of the concern. Because the first product is the best product. The first impression is the best impression. So first, the CEO should not do any experimental work. He should know perfectly what to be done. What is the end product? How to be done? How to do that? That is to be done by using marketing research, and collecting the different information, and collecting the different resources, and how much amount of work we can do in addition to the available software should be decided. So all these things we should know. Otherwise, whatever we are doing is going to be failed. So I want to say that the project planning and the strategic management both are to be done very carefully. If we did that perfectly, then our project will be succeeded. Otherwise, we are going to lose the money, or we are going to lose our budget. So now I want to say, sir, why the strategic planning is required? Sir, we are asking the same question, sir. Why the planning is required? Why should we invest money on the strategic planning? We are the builders, or we are the software engineers, we are the software firm people. Why should we require strategic planning? Why should we make the marketing research? Sir, I want to say that I saw around 100 to 150 softwares available in the civil industry. Only only 6 to 8 softwares are serving the purpose, and they are existing in the industry. Other softwares are going to trash. Now, why I am telling all these things is, without proper strategic planning, we are doing plenty of work, and the end users are not happy about the project. Simply for enthusiasm, we'll take some project and we'll do something, and we are going to lose the money. Why should we do such things? So first we have to decide what to be do in detail. We should discuss what the strategy we required in detail estimation of the each and every component. Again, I am saying initiation, planning, execution, controlling, closing. These 5 parts should be properly strategically planned, and it should be executed very correctly by using a proper tool that is required to be done. Now, all these things are to be executed in a nutshell, and we can again test the things, and we can do the all the required issues, and we can develop the software in such a fashion that it should be applicable to the end user. So you can now why I'm telling you is don't experiment on the products, don't experiment on your cost, or don't experiment on your money, but try to understand what is required, how to be executed. Now, before leaving to the market, before sending the product to the market, you do one thing. We can make a strategic planning. At the end of the strategic planning execution, we can go for a test trial we can give, and if it is accepted, then we can go for a further marketing. Otherwise, we can further develop the project, and we can make the further modification, the strategic planning, and we should include the strategic planning further, and we can make a product further specific, scientific, or specific, accurate, or specific time oriented, and we can do the project properly and get the benefit. That is the thing to be done. Okay, this is my first video, and please kindly next video I will send very soon. This is the first part of the video, and second part of the video I will take up in the next video, because long videos are not viewed by the our customers or our people. They wanted to know, they wanted to have a short videos, and they should gain the maximum knowledge with a short time. All those things can be done by using our computer softwares and computer accessories. So try to understand. I am not saying that a planning will be done without a strategic planning. So whatever you do, make a plan, make a strategic management plan, and execute the work. Whatever may be the industry, even it is education industry also, even it is educational institution also, we should have a strategic planning. What to be done, how to be done, how to grab the market, how to send the students for the job, and how to make the proper assistance to the projects, and what to do the assistance to the project means for the students who are going for a project, how to assist them to acquire a proper knowledge in a proper area. All those things should be done in a proper fashion. So all these things should be known, and it should be done proper. Okay, sir. Goodbye. Bye-bye, sir. Bye-bye. Next video, next 30 to 35 minutes video, I will farm, and I will send it to the YouTube. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.